You are welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to teach you on how to cut princess dart bustier, and I've drawn the basic bodies down both for front and back, and the half length I'm working with is 18. That's what I've drawn. Then the under bust, which is 14. Then the next one is the bust points. That's why I wrote it down. Now when you have done that, you will divide your shoulder into 2. The shoulder I'm working with is 15. You divide 15 to 2, it will give you 7.5 plus half. That's what I've drawn. Then you come down by 1.5 for the sloping of the shoulder. So you draw the neck width. The neck width we are working with is 3 by 3. So that's what I'm drawing. You use your French curve to connect it together. So when you have done that, you now use your ruler to connect the sloping of the shoulder to the neckline. Then now to get our armhole, so I will explain that from the back pattern. Then the back pattern, I reduce the back pattern by 2 inches. When I get to where I will explain that 2 inches, I will let you know. But the back pattern length is 16. I remove 2. Front is 18. So now the shoulder I'm working with, you know it's 8. You come down by 1 for the sloping of the shoulder. Then the neck width is 3 by 1. So you use your French curve to connect that. When you have done that, you connect the sloping of the shoulder. So now, how do you get your armhole, which is the chest line? So the armhole, you divide your shoulder by, you divide your bust by 6 plus 1.5. So that's how the shoulder, that's how you will get your shoulder. So when you divide it, whatever you get is what will be your armhole, and you will draw the line of that to that chest line. You do the front pattern also, because I sketch both the front and back pattern so that you can understand it. So that front and the back pattern, you come down by from the remaining of the sloping. You divide it to 2. Whatever you get will be the sketch, and that's what I've done. From the middle of the, can you use through your French curve, you come down to the front pattern also. The front pattern, you will draw the, you come in from the middle of the armhole. Whatever you get from the middle of the armhole, you use your French curve to connect. Remember, we come down by 1.5 for the armhole. Then you let your marker touch the sloping. So this is how it will look. But before I will get other part measurement, you have to get your nipple to nipple, which is bust span. 8 divided by 2 is 4, and that's the 4 I'm choking. That's the 4 I'm choking. So from that line you have chalked, you connect them together. After you have done that, you will connect it to your middle of the armhole. Connect to the middle of the armhole. For the tightening of the shoulder of the armhole, you have to come down by 1.5 or 1. So you connect it to the breast point again. So that allowance there is the one that will tighten the armhole. Then you extend that second line by 2. So you will now use your French curve to recurve the armhole. You can see the way I draw it. So those parts, you have to cut it out. So you will now come down to the under bust. So I'm using 1.75 to get the, I'm using 1.75 to get the allowance to snatch the under bust. So you will now divide it to 2. That is half from the center and 1.25 from the side. So you will connect. You can see that's for the side and for the center of the front. Now the side, you will connect that 1.2 on the waist side and also on the underbust. So you connect the two lines together as I've drawn it. So now you use your French cuff to blend that cuff, and you place your French cuff properly. If you didn't place it properly, it will not come out fine. So you use your French cuff to, so you can see I didn't place it where I recuff it. So that side I shaded will be the one we have to cut out. So I will divide the bust 38 divided by 4. It will give me 9.5. That's what I'm chalking plus 2. So come down to the underbust. Underbust, which is 33 divided by 4, it will give me 8 1/4 plus 2. Plus 2. And that's what I'm chalking right now. Then you come to the waistline. That waistline, remember I told you that you will add allowance for sewing. And I told you that if you know that 2 inches will not be enough for your own joining, because you have to join it half inch. If it is more than that, if it is less or more than that, it will affect the pattern. So make sure that what you chalk is tally with what you are sewing. So I'm adding 2 inches to my waist. So I will now connect it. So this is how it will look like. So that's how the front pattern will look like. Then remember I told you that you have to slash the side that slice that you remove 2. You connect it to your bust point. You connect it to the bust point. So when you have done that, remember we are going to fold it up to make it equal with the front with the back pattern. Remember I told you that back pattern is 16. So the neck width is 3 by 1, and that's what I've chalked. Then you come down by 1 inch for the sloping of the shoulder. So then from that place you measure it from the chest line. You measure the bust line. The bust line is divided into 4, which is 38 plus 2. Then you come down to the waist level. That waist level, that is the waistline, you will divide it by 4, which is 34, to give you 8.5 plus 2. So now you will now connect those lines together. You connect the lines together. So that's how the back pattern will look. Then remember that we have to divide the nipple to nipple, which we have drawn in the front. You do the same thing at the back. So you connect those lines. You know it's 8 divided by 2, making 4. So you connect those lines together, and you come down from the chest line by 1 before you draw your line to the waist. You leave 1. From that 1, you now chalk your dart, and that's what I've done. So that's our dart. So this dart that I've removed, you draw half. So remember we have added 2, so those 2 will represent the cutting. So now we have to snatch our back. The back snatching, it can be 3/4 or half, but in this class I'm using half, and you will connect it to the neckline or from the middle of the armhole. You see that way. You can do it from the middle of the of the armhole or from the neckline. So that place also will be, we are going to cut it out also. Then remember that you have to connect it to the armhole, whatever you get. So, and you will still do the extension. After you connect from the middle of the armhole, you have to do the extension. Extension you are doing is just to ensure that there is no shortage after you have cut your pattern and you are joining them together. The shaded part is what you will cut out. That's the other one that we are shading here. This is the tightening for the back. So these are the pattern for the back. So I've cut my fabric and also the back and front pattern. If this video is helpful, subscribe, like and comment. Thanks for watching Emabi's Global Fashion.